Let's get into the Gold Coast Suns because they are becoming one of the stories of the year. And we want you to weigh in. 133-693. After going down to the Adelaide Crows last night, the Suns have now lost 7 in a row. Finals are still... Well, they're still within sight. Now, I want to take you back to 2023 when Damien Hardwick was appointed coach of the Gold Coast Suns. Here's what he had to say about the group's premiership aspirations.
I sort of went through the playing list and looked at that, at how exciting it is. I think 80% of our first premiership side is sitting in this room right now. There'll be a few bits added along the way, but the fact of the matter is this side and this club are very capable of saluting in the not too distant future.
Well, less than a year after playing finals for the first time, Damien Hardwick has changed his tune after 7 losses in a row.
This year's, effectively gone. What we've got to do is forge our way forward about what we want ourselves to look like for next year, from my point of view. So the challenge is firmly set there for the playing group, who we want to be. You can sit there and, after tonight's performance, go into your shell, or you can sit there and fight for something. We've got to be better than what we are.
80% of the premiership team was in that room in 2023, and now with 6 rounds remaining and still a chance to play in the wild card rounds, Damien Hardwick's putting a line through the season.
Yeah, I was surprised to hear that. Look, I know their form is poor, and I'll tell you one thing they won't do next year is play 2 games in a row in Darwin, because every year after Darwin, where they get the 2 wins normally, they come back and they are cooked. They were very good against North for 3 quarters the very next week and then blew that game from 40 points up. But I was surprised because normally at a footy club, when you're mathematically still, there, you don't publicly say that. And I think it sends a bit of a message to your group. As a player, I don't think I'd really want to hear that when you're mathematically still a chance. And you have a look through their remaining games. I mean, they're games that are winnable, I think. I know they're in bad form and they've got to turn things around, but the Dogs aren't playing scintillating footy either. The Dogs are up and down a little bit. Then they play Carlton. Now, Carlton, last night came down to earth a little bit. We'll find out more about them next week against Collingwood. But in those games, you'd have to say that the Suns could beat them. Then they've got Melbourne at home, where they do play better than away at People's First. Then the Giants in Canberra. Then Brisbane, that's a tough one. Then they finish the year with St Kilda. So they're only playing one top 4 team on the way home. I know that Melbourne are in the top 6. But is it a bit early to say you're not a chance to play finals?
I just think of the playing group and you've heard your coach basically go into a press conference and say our season's gone. We're not going anywhere. Let's just look at next year.
I found that a bit of a surprise.
What does that do for the players of the club, for the fans of the club? I don't think that's the message you should be putting out there. I mean, we've looked at Essendon all year and how bad their season's been, and their players still come out with some degree of positivity and say, we're going to do everything we can. We're going to do everything, we can to try and get a win for our long-suffering fans. So he spit the dummy. He's just at the point, Damien Hardwick, where he has spit the dummy.
He's not happy.
He's been angry for a month. I think you can see it in his demeanour.
He's being honest, sure, that he thinks the group can't turn it around, maybe, but I'm surprised he said that publicly.
Well, 133-693. We want to hear from you. How would you feel if your coach was putting a line through the season, 6 rounds to go, and finals was still within calculation? 133.
They're one game outside wild card right now. Yeah. One game.
He mightn't rate the wild card. He mightn't see that as real finals.
Please.
No, I'm serious. He mightn't see, because they've been so bad and he's thinking they're a top 4 side. He said 2 years ago, or what is it now, 3 years ago, that they've had most of their premiership sides there. He might be just thinking that's that bad, that, it's a shocking year, that, he doesn't want to be, he can't see him going any further. So,
but are you surprised he said that publicly?
I am totally surprised, because every time, how is he going to go there now and say, well, boys, we want you to win this time. We're going to get set up to win. And, what happens if they turn around and win 6 in a row? Can they win the finals? Can they win a final? Can they win that grand final?
But you basically just said the rest of the year doesn't matter.
It's not good for a senior coach. But he has been angry. If you look at him for the last month, he's been an angry ant. And that, to me, he's lost the plot. And he needs someone as a mentor. I don't know if he's got someone in the box who might help that. He needs someone to pull his head in.
But you can turn things around. I mean, Carlton turned it around.
No, I'm with you.
Who's to say they don't get it? They scrap a win next week against the Dogs, and you get a bit of confidence that they can beat Carlton the week after.
If I'm captain of that side, I'd be filthy.
Noah Anderson.
Yeah, that you're a chance of still mathematically, and that's all you hang your hat on for the whole season when you're in that situation. And he's saying we're playing that bad that there's no way. Really, that's what he's saying.
Well, he's coming off that little altercation with the crowd as well, isn't he?
Yeah, but that was...
That's wrong.
It is.
Not on Dimmer. The coaches shouldn't be put in that position.
It happened to me in 1998. I had to go through that sort of stuff, and it hasn't changed. You can have the security guards all you want right next to you and around you. It has to be changed, and they've got to find a way of just protecting the coach coming through that.
It's happened twice this year. Chris Scott as well, don't forget.
Let's have a listen to what Damien Hardwick said post-match.
It's not ideal, to be honest, walking through here. And I understand people are going to say stuff, and I've got to be better. But at the end of the day, it's those sort of people are the guys that live in their mum's basements and type on bloody social media forums and all that sort of stuff. But we're not playing well. I've got to be better, like I said. But we've got to do something about it. It's a dangerous position to put us in, first and foremost. Security is okay, but we don't need people being peanuts about it. Get out of the basement, mate.
I'll back Damien Hardwick in on that. I'll back him in 100% because it is some buffoon who, like those trolls on social media who type from their mum's basement, that just want to have a go. And if Damien Hardwick actually did go over there to throttle him, he'd be the first to run away. So I totally agree.
But why isn't Adelaide Oval listening about this? Because
I don't know the design of Adelaide Oval.
I know it's hard. I know there's no way to get down there quickly. Well, there's another way,
you can
but it's not
go down
quick.
another way, but you're still not avoiding fans.
No,
you're still in contact with fans.
I'll tell you, you come out of the box, you come down a set of stairs, there's a bar in just probably 15 metres away, and they might have just cordoned off a little bit, but someone can throw something at you from 10, 15 and still hit you in the head. You shouldn't have to. Most of them go down, no one's around you, you go through the race, no one can do anything to you. It is a disgrace that it's still like that.
Well, you look here at the MCG, they go down into the car park and come out near the interchange benches.
They come through the stand at Marvel. They do come through the stand at Marvel Stadium through the lower level.
You can get down there without fans.
Yeah, this is the Adelaide Oval, isn't it?
Yeah,
that happened at Football Park.
Yeah,
in the old days.
But at Marvel, you can get down without going near fans.
But most of them at quarter time because it is quicker to go.
Yeah,
through
but that's their choice. They don't have to.
No, you can go down. You can get down to B3, B2.
But the fact that I mean, is this a behaviour issue for Adelaide? And I mean, should the Adelaide Crows? I can't remember if the Chris Scott one was against Port or Adelaide. I mean,
But he said it was a verbal. Come on, you're a coach.
You're being verbal.
You're saying you shouldn't have
unless it's a real personal thing. Verbal it's just ridiculous to get caught up in that. Like I said, he's angry. He's just letting it get to him. But anybody verbal, what can they say unless it's so personal you'd want to kill someone?
That's how things normally start.
Yeah, but you're a coach. You're a coach and you're coming down to...
Sure, but come on.
Did you ever hear anything out of the crowd when you played the game? Like, I'm amazed at people.
Heaps of times.
What they say, Richo, you're a... whatever.
Well, walking up races a number of times.
When you played?
Yep.
Yeah, but
and he reacted.
Yeah,
but you had wire over the race. They couldn't throw something.
Geelong, they could
if you've taken a mark or you're going to try for a goal, whatever it is right near the fence, the crowd's saying something to you.
But you don't let it get. What does it?
That's what I mean. So you're saying...
I'm saying he's lost control and he should not be taking
but you're contradicting what you're saying there, Shorey.
No, I'm...
You said that you get... throwing abuse at
You've got to be streamlined in your thinking about you just don't take that in unless it's so personal. Like, say if something, you had a death in the family or something and they brought that up, then you want to kill them yourself physically because that's wrong, But to say you're an idiot, Hardwick or something like that, which we've all got on the footy field.
There's never going to be... I can't imagine a physical altercation starting. It's always going to start with verbal.
Well, I tell you what, when you used to, even in the members at times when you played games here and you come out of the members at the MCG, there was times when blokes like, I can tell you, Danny Frawley was going to throttle a bloke in the members after a game against Essendon.
Yeah, but that would have started with verbal. That's what I mean. Right. It always starts with verbal.
Well, it shouldn't,
You've said he's lost the plot. Do you think Damien...
I think he's been angry for a month.
Do you think Damien Hardwick thought going into the Gold Coast that it would be easier, that the list was set and I just have to take the cream to the top? Do you think he thought it was going to be easier than what it actually has been at the Gold Coast?
Not easier, but he thought that they would be better, and him taking over and doing... You've got to have confidence in your own ability to get it done.
I think what happened is that first press conference, I think that's probably Dimmer's view of the list when he looked at it. I think after getting up there after 6 months or getting into the season, I think he realised that no, there were things to add.
But then he also got them to a semi-final last year.
Yeah, see, I think it's just because of the standard they were at last year.
And
what they got to last year. Yep.
Yeah.
And now he's dealing with not being anywhere near it.
They haven't lived up to expectations.
The disaster for the Suns started at State of Origin this year when Matt Rowell broke his hand, and he just has been nowhere near the player. He's still struggling with his ball handling, and he was the Brownlow medalist. So that was the start of it for the Suns.
All right, we've got a $100 gift card to Harvey Norman to give away. Harvey Norman super deals on right now. You can have a $100 gift card to go shopping at Harvey Norman. Just to be part of the conversation. 133 693. Would love to hear your thoughts when it comes to Damien Hardwick. Is he too soon to write off his own team? What's the reaction of the players? And should coaches be better protected when making their way down from the coach's box down to the ground? Because they're certainly not that protected at the Adelaide Oval. 133 693. Before we get to the break, afternoon to you, Pam.
Oh, good afternoon. How are you?
Good.
I'm not surprised by Damien Hardwick saying what he said to his players. He told us at Richmond he couldn't cook sausages 1,000 ways and left us and went to the Gold Coast.
True. Richo?
Oh, look, you can't be harsh on.
Gee, he had a pretty good record.
Took them to how many final series? 7 final series in